Time for some fever pitch. I'm Adam Deal.
And I'm Andy Hageman. And this week we had the perfect opportunity to meet and greet with some of the New Mexico United staff. We went out to the Electric Playhouse, and I've got to tell you, there were 1,000 people lined up outside the event half an hour before it started.
They don't do anything like low end, does Peter Trevisani. It's in United. It's always top of the line.
It was literally like a Premiership launch of a new jersey, and you know, they were all there. Everybody was there.
This is for an away kit, by the way.
Just the away kit. But honestly, the fervor outside, people were singing "Somos Unidos." There was all sorts of chanting, and then obviously they let us in, and I was just there chatting around, and then up walks Troy Lesesne, and I said, "Hey, Troy, have you got a couple of seconds for Fever Pitch Television?" And he said, "By all means." And so this is the interview that I had with Troy Lesesne at the Electric Playhouse last Saturday at the Away Kit Jersey launch. Go for it.
Okay, I'm Andy Hageman from Fever Pitch Television, and we are at the Electric Playhouse here for the amazing launch of the Puma Away Kit, and I'm with Troy, and I've got a couple of questions for Troy. First of all, Troy, tell me, after the first season, what are your expectations for season 2?
Yeah, I think the expectations are much higher than year one. Year one, no one knew what to expect. We had a great first year, made the playoffs, great Open Cup run. So I think the expectations are much higher in 2020, and we want to host a home playoff match. I think that's the starting point for us.
So tell me, during the first season, you know, few games in, unbeaten, top of the league, were you pinching yourself?
Absolutely. You always envision something special that you want to try to create, but what we've done with this club in year one, it's only been around for a year, you know. It's amazing. It really is, and it has a lot to do with the community. Every bit of support that we have is just something that no other club has in the USL, so we're really thankful for that.
Well, I was just saying to one of your colleagues in the shop that, you know, the second tier in the English leagues, you know, when the top team plays and they have 12,000 fans come to see them, and you take yourself to the other side of the world and you see that an average crowd at New Mexico United in their first year were beating that. I mean, it's been pretty amazing, but, you know, I have to be honest, I'm looking for a table position as a prediction from you. Before the season kicks off, where are your hopes lying for this year?
Our goal is a top 4 team, and a top 4 team means that we're hosting a playoff match at Isotopes Park. Can you even imagine? That's going to be 16,000 in full voice, ready to push us on for a trophy.
And that right there is why New Mexico United need their own stadium, so we can fill 20,000 fans easily once we start getting playoff status. And so, okay, so a top 4 finish, who's going to be the top goal scorer?
Well, you have to put your money on Devin Sandoval. He was one of our top scorers last year. New Mexico, born and bred. He's the face of the club in many different ways. Sandoval is our top scorer.
And so from my point of view, I've seen that Sami Sergej has been banging in a few, and in his rookie year, I mean, there's already expectation, but how's he's just sort of gelled with the rest of the side?
It's amazing. He's just such a humble, hardworking young man, and he's got someone that he can model after that's been a combination of some experience, someone that's young, talented, hungry, ready to make his mark.
Well, that's fantastic. So one last question, because I know it's going to be an incredibly busy night for you, and I'm really glad you spared some time for Fever Pitch TV, but how good are you at keepie uppie?
I think that
I mean, next week we're going to get you guys into a little bit of keepie uppie, and we're going to handicap the players, but I think it'd be unfair to handicap Troy, wouldn't it, guys? You know, but anyway, thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate it, and good luck for the coming season.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Take care. Thank you.
So as you can see from that, high hopes from Troy Lesesne, the New Mexico United coach there, predicting a top 4 finish. So he obviously has a great deal of confidence in the players that have been signed off-season. A little mention there for Sami Sergej, who Troy mentioned is sort of kind of under the wing of Devin Sandoval, who a similar season to last, but obviously new talent is on the block.
Do you think that's going to catch on?
I have no idea. It's just
Sergej?
a little bit of silliness from England.
Do you think it's going to catch on, though?
I don't know. We'll see on Saturday in Austin.
Like, usually I want to kind of make fun of those kind of English tidbits that you do.
Feel free.
But this one I think is actually legit. I think this one's actually pretty good, and I think it's going to catch on.
Well, talking of England, I must just touch just briefly. In one of our earlier shows, we talked about Liverpool choking, and I understand, if I'm not mistaken, that there's a loss against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. Then bottom of the table, Watford took Liverpool to task, and then no, wait a minute. Then Chelsea have just knocked Liverpool out of the FA Cup. Do we not think that the choke is on?
Why don't you just do me a favor? Just look at the top of the table of the English Premier League. Tell me who's there. Tell me how many points they're up by, and that's all I want to know.
But as you know, when you're at the top, there's only
You
one
didn't
way
answer
down.
my question.
And also to note that West Ham won, so that's fantastic. But anyway, back to Troy Lesesne.
Okay, so
very easy to speak to.
Okay, this is what I love. This is what I love. We're going to really get into the Austin Bowl game because it's coming up this weekend. You and I are going to fly out there. We're going to have some fun. We're going to broadcast the game on ESPN Radio. It'll be great. But I love his confidence, top 4. He really knows that he's got the squad to do it, and the team, I believe it as well. We're going to get into USL power rankings and then some other predictions that I don't like and you don't like, and we're going to really get into that here in a little bit. But what I love is the confidence. Right. The confidence, Final Four, and if you don't know, if you make the top 4 in the Western Conference, that means that you're going to get a home game, and that'll set you up brilliantly, because not only are you going to get a home game in the first round, but you're also going to get a bye in the first round. So finishing top 4 is obviously the very first goal. I'm curious what his thoughts are in the U.S. Open Cup and making that run, if that's the same thing pushing forward that United wants as well. But when we return, we're going to talk a little bit more from the event that you were at the Electric Playhouse, and maybe some keepie uppie. It's all coming up next here.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? 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 Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
St. Clair Winery and Bistro has been renamed in honor of our founders, the Lesesne family. D.H. Lesesne Winery and Bistro continues to deliver the same exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect since 2005. Visit us today, D.H. Lesesne Winery and Bistro.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
So a little bit now about the event at Electric Playhouse. Like I said, there were over 1,000 people lined up outside when we arrived early. We got inside. met everybody, meet and greet, had an interview with Troy. And then they opened the doors, and there was Somos Unidos. The atmosphere was amazing. I have to say, it was kind of a little dark, but electronics everywhere, bright and light, music, and obviously then they got us into the stage room, and they introduced players. They put the video on, which we'll see a little bit later.
And this place, Electric Playhouse, it's like I guess almost interactive art type, and there's a lot of projectors and games that you can play. I've actually been there. It's a really neat place. Kind of fits the mold of art and community that United does all about with Meow Wolf, and this is a good partnership, I think, between the two.
It really was a great event, and as I say, they got us into this like center room, and they put a video up, and it really then became like a theater or kind of like a nightclub atmosphere, but the fans were singing and chanting, and every time a player came on, you could tell that there was, you could tell who was loved and who was loved a little bit more, and the new guys on the block, so to speak. But obviously Sandoval got a big roar, Brucey got a big roar, Suggsy got a shout like anything you can imagine, and it was just incredible.
What's with the E's, the Suggsy, Brucey what is with that?
I looked on New Mexico Nation yesterday, the Facebook page, and there's a thing about the players' nicknames. And there was one that was a little bit rude. The new guy, Kalen Ryden, apparently was nicknamed the Brick Outbuilding. That's not how it was spelt on the website, but interesting things there. But there's a lot of nicknames coming up for the players now. Second season start. People are going to shout out from the crowd a nickname of their favorite player.
I wonder what your nickname is going to be by the end of the season.
Well, who knows? But one of the things we did do when we got there, we walked into Peter Trevisani, who was obviously on the mic first at Electric Playhouse, but we got to him first. And here is my interview with Peter Trevisani, president of New Mexico United at Electric Playhouse.
Hi, so I'm here with Peter Trevisani, and obviously the news on everybody's lips is that the Legislative Committee have allocated some money to New Mexico United, much deserved, but what do you have to say about that, Peter?
I think it's fantastic, to get $4.1 million from the state and to add some private money to that. I think it really just validates what we've been trying to do and really is going to kick us off, and we're on our way to getting a stadium in New Mexico.
I mean, let's face it, if you can put 12,500 people every week into Isotopes Park, you can probably fill 15 to 20,000 in a stadium of your own, right?
Yeah, look, I think that's the thing. People have come together and said yes, and whether it's 8,000, 12,000 or more, the fact is people are coming together for more than just a soccer game. They're coming together to represent their community and represent the whole state of New Mexico, so it's been incredible.
So results on the field last year were sensational. There was a period where people were thinking, wow, we're top of the league. How can this happen? It was like a dream. I'm sure people were pinching themselves, but really honest and truthfully, what are your expectations for 2020?
Oh, I think, we're trying to always move forward, always improve, always challenge ourselves. And so last year was great, and now we want to move forward. I mean, we have a goal to win a USL Cup. We want to compete in the Open Cup and one day bring that home too. So we've set the bar really high, and we have to because we want to export New Mexico to the rest of the country. And by winning, we're showing people who we are, winners.
Well, certainly in the first year, I would imagine the world has been watching because there aren't many teams that go out of the gate as fast as United did and achieve the things that they did on the field. But looking to 2020 now, you might have lost a couple from 2019, but some of the squad additions have really hit the ground running.
Yeah, Troy's done a great job building the squad, and over years, we will have some players that come and leave, but the fact is we need people that can represent us on the field, but also represent us really the right way off the field, and they wear the badge the right way, and they're out in our community. And Troy has brought some amazing individuals in, back with 15 of our players from last year, so we're really looking to compete and have high expectations.
And so some of the things that the club have done for the community have been well received, and that's probably why the state had to really put their hands in their pockets and come up with some coffers, because the support, not just at every game, but everywhere you see New Mexico United stickers. Everybody's so stoked about 2020. I have to be honest, Austin Bold, first game out, what's your prediction?
A great game. I'm really excited for it, and I think we're going to come out, and we've been practicing really hard. We had a super week in Tucson. We had 3 preseason friendlies out there, so we should be game ready, game shape. They're a tough team, but we're going to compete and give them everything we have.
So Peter probably doesn't know that Fever Pitch are running a keepie uppie challenge, and we're going to get players, staff, and under 14s from New Mexico pitched against each other, trying to keep with their ball keeping up skills. I wonder, Peter, what are your ball skills like?
They are, if we're playing the American football, you know, I had some skills at one point. With the soccer ball, not very well. My kids make fun of me. They love the fact that they're way better than me. I think I've gotten my juggle up to about 7 or 8, but I'm working on it.
Well, 7 or 8 more than some of the staff in the shop did the other day, but we can always get your kids involved. We'll give you more details next week. Thank you so much, Peter. I know it's a busy night. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, thank you guys. Really excellent. Somos Unidos.
Somos Unidos.
Obviously, Peter Trevisani, he's always gracious with his time. And he says he's going to do what our challenge is, keepie uppie, or juggling, if you will. But my friend Andy likes to talk about keepie uppie. We want to see your keepie uppie challenges, 14 and under. We want to see what you can do. So Andy, he's going to get in on it right now. I don't think it's going to go well, but let's find out. Here's Andy's keepie uppie.
Well, guys, the important thing is to keep your eyes on the ball. And, you know, it's amazing what you can do with a bad back sitting down wearing a suit for television. But all I'm saying is that if you have a child or a pet that's any good keeping the ball in the air, then all you have to do is video them and upload it to @feverpitch.com, @feverpitchtv on Facebook. And, you know, we'll post your videos as and when you get drawn against one of the players who we're filming later with Peter
This is going on
and,
longer than I thought it would go
Troy
on.
Lesesne. I know it's tough. It's hard to keep your back. Oh, look, there's enough of that. Right, so you can join us for
He's a cheater and a fraud. That's what he is.
I've been called worse. So get your kids involved in keepie uppie. If you can't do your kids, get your pets involved. Upload your videos at Fever Pitch TV on Facebook. You can email us if you want details. There's all the rules and regulations on the Facebook page. The key thing is each week we will draw a player and or a celebrity or dignitary, which includes New Mexico United staff, against a 14 or under or a pet, and the winner takes all. If the player wins, money goes to charity at the end of the season. If the kid wins, he wins a gift card. So it's a great fun thing to do. It's a way of bringing the city together the way New Mexico United always intended.
Austin Bold, big matchup the first of the year. We're going to talk about it coming up next.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? 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 Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
St. Clair Winery and Bistro has been renamed in honor of our founders, the Lesesne family. DH Lesesne Winery and Bistro continues to deliver the same exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect since 2005. Visit us today, DH Lesesne Winery and Bistro.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car crafters, it's like it never happened.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 30
Well, United does everything big time, and when they have a release party, a kit release party, it's big time, and their video was big time, and it caught a lot of national attention as well. This all just for some away kits, not even the home jersey that everyone's looking forward to, Andy, but here is it, in case you missed it, from the jersey reveal.
Last year, we started a movement.
A movement of art and sport.
Un movimiento de unión y unidad.
A movement that showed the world New Mexico is here.
This movement is about so much more than soccer.
This movement is about uniting and elevating the entire state.
This movement is new beginnings. A movement that breeds opportunity.
A movement of peace and love.
This movement is for the culture.
This movement is ambition.
This movement is family.
Este movimiento es para todas las futuras generaciones de Nuevo México.
And every future New Mexican.
This is more than a movement. This is a revolution.
First off, the quality of the video is unbelievable. It's top notch, it's perfect, it's great. You see a lot of what New Mexico is about, what United's trying to do. The kits are awesome for away kits, and it's not, if you don't know, United will not be wearing the Meow Wolf on the front of that jersey, that yellow jersey on the road. It'll be actually Crane shares, but the Meow Wolf is more for fans. Now you can still order the Crane shares one if you're, all about what they're wearing on the away jersey, but the Meow Wolf is more for, hey, I want an away jersey with the United flavor Meow Wolf, which I think is smart. Obviously, more jerseys you could sell, the better for United, right?
Absolutely, and then here we are, busy at work here in New Mexico, and the players pre-season on the beach. At White Sands, which
That's
was
not
a great,
the beach.
a great backdrop, and obviously
it's cool.
They had a really good pre-season in Tucson. I've learned the pronunciation.
You know how to say that now?
Yeah, I've learned it now.
Instead of what did you say?
Well. Tucson. I thought it was Tucson.
Okay.
So anyway, 2 wins and a loss. And I was looking at the USL website, and I saw an article on Twitter, in fact, from Nicholas Murray, who said, because preseason isn't meant to make sense, in reference to New Mexico beating Phoenix Rising, then losing to Tucson.
And they also beat Locomotive.
Didn't make any sense. But obviously the serious stuff starts this Saturday in Austin against Austin Bolt, who had a reasonable year last year, not quite as fancy as New Mexico on the field, but a bit more physical. But great expectations, but interestingly enough, USL and or their affiliates seem to think that New Mexico United are mid-table.
Well, they seem to conflict, and that's what we're going to talk about. There's two conflicting ideologies about where United is right now and should finish. Am I right?
Absolutely.
And you pulled this up, Andy, and I guess apparently there's a 55% chance. Now, who does this come from?
This is 538.com's projection, and they have Austin Bold coming in 6th place.
This is in the Western Conference.
It's in the Western Conference with 53 points, and a 10-goal plus goal difference. And then New Mexico United in 11th with 46 points. But here on the screen, you'll see the preseason predictor after the preseason games.
This is the power rankings.
Power rankings. And
USL from USL Championship.
Yeah, and they have New Mexico coming in 10th. And obviously they've mentioned in their preamble and some of their website information about the players that New Mexico United have lost, but they're not really taking too much story.
Well, hold on, and I'm just going to step into this. The power rankings are where they think the teams are right now coming into the season, not how they're going to finish.
Right.
So the power rankings, they have United as 10, which is good because this is East and West combined, right? So in the Eastern Conference and Western Conference, I think now is a total of 33 teams combined in each, or 32 in one league and 33 in the other league. And then Austin Bold, they have them 12th, but then as you said, Andy, in the is it 538.com? Is that?
Yeah.
All right, so they have Austin Bold finishing 6th place, which is playoffs, and they have United just out of the playoffs in Western Conference 11th. So very contradicting on both sides. I guess the memo is that New Mexico United lost too much with Freighter scoring and Santi Moar, which I will counter with great replacements for them. And also I think that the style of play led to Santi Moar being free and loose, and Freighter as well. Obviously both very talented players. I'm just saying that I think with some of the surgeons already in the preseason from Sammy Sergi, who's been brilliant, and also, are you going to do that every time we say it? Hold on. Sammy Sergi. All right. And of course, Armando Moreno, who has scored a couple of times in the preseason as well. He's kind of like the fill for Santi Moar. I think things like Chris Wehan is the best midfielder, in my opinion, that I've seen creating. I think he creates so much for anybody that a very talented player is going to get a lot of freedom and ability to score, which helped Santi Moar and Kevon Freighter.
So the other thing, of course, is that as the season went on and Freighter kind of went off the boil a little bit, as did Santi Moar.
So did Santi, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Or do you say Santi no more?
Yeah, and Sandoval really came into his own and started scoring more regularly and became more of the point man. And I also think that Moreno, with his pre-season form, has been a pretty big sensation. And so I really don't think there's going to be much of a blip. I've got to be honest.
So let's just break it down real quick. We've got about a minute and a half here. So Austin Bold FC, it'll be 7:30 Central Time, I believe, Texas time. We're going to be out there. You can listen to us on the radio on ESPN Radio 101.7. We'll have the call for you. It'll be a lot of fun. Also, we'll be doing the CurseCast live at 12 o'clock Central Time, so 11 o'clock normal time here as well. But I wanted to say this is last year at Austin, they were able to score off of free kicks. In fact, it was 2 corner kicks that drew the game. Leading 1-0, corner kick scored. Leading 2-1, corner kick scored to tie the game at the end. And a bad draw at home, which really could have pushed United further in that playoff Western picture, if you remember. Austin Bold is a physical team. Last minute, what do you think?
Well, I think this year, Kalen Ryden, the guy we described as the brick outbuilding earlier, he's a tall, imposing player. And I think he's going to be a real big presence in situations where there are set ball free kicks and got corner kicks, so I think that's going to be a big help. But I think at the other end, it's going to be about scoring goals again, and I think Sammy Sergi, Devon Sandoval, and Armando Moreno, backed up by Parks, is going to be a real big threat.
I'm going to see you out there, my friend. We're going to have some fun.
Looking forward to it.
Good keepie uppie, too, by the way.
Sorry I had to cheat, folks, but you've got to win at all costs,
Let's go, United. Somos Unidos.